Hey guys, Mrs. Dan's here. So we're on lesson 2. Again, you must copy the objective onto the lines provided in your workbook. Unless you're writing on a document on your computer, then write it on there. Make sure you save it, please. And you then have to do the do now. And I'd like you to hit pause and do the do now without watching me do it first. So writing in expanded form, 5 to the third power is 5 times 5 times 5. X squared, y to the third power is x times y times y times y. Number 3, the parentheses need to be used as a factor 3 times. So the parentheses get written out 3 times, which makes me write -4 times -4 times -4. Number 4, be careful. There are no parentheses. The exponent of 3 belongs to the base of 4. The negative only happens once. The 4 is used as a factor 3 times. That's something you have to be very careful about, which makes number 5 very similar. The negative gets used once. The x gets used as a factor 3 times, which makes number 6 actually very similar. The exponent of 4 only belongs to the x, not the 2. The 2 gets used once. The x gets used as a factor 4 times. So that's how we write it in expanded form. Now they're asking me to simplify. You might first want to write it in expanded form before you simplify so you don't make silly mistakes. I will use a commutative property. I like numbers as coefficients, so I'm going to take care of that 5 first, and x to the 4th power. This, remember that variables do have coefficients that are numerical. So right here, it's like a -1. It's not a negative x, it's a -1. So this is 6 times x times y times y times y times -1 times x times x times x times x times y 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 times y. Shoo! I'm going to use a commutative property. 6 times -1 is -6. I'm going to take care of my bases that are x's. X is being used as a factor 6 times, and y is being used as a factor 11 times. And then number 9, it says -4 times x times -4 times x. So -4 times -4 is a positive 16, x to the 3rd power. So there's a few classwork problems that I want to do with you. I notice that there's like a typo here. This should say simplify. And I circled some problems that I want to do here in the video, and other problems you'll try on your own and then check your answers with me. But when this 3 is outside parentheses, remember we have to write out the parentheses 3 times. I write down what's inside those parentheses, and then I expand this. So this really says -3 times x times -3 times x times -3 times x. If I use a commutative property, it really says -3 times -3 times -3 times x times x times x. So I'm going to do the -3 times -3 times -3. -3 times -3 is 9, and 9 times -3 gives me a -27, and then x is being used as a factor 3 times. So my final answer is -27 x to the 3rd. Now, this is a different problem. It does happen to have the same answer, though. This says that the negative happens once and the parentheses happen 3 times. In the parentheses it says 3x. So if I expand it, it says negative times 3 times x times 3 times x times 3 times x. I could rearrange it using the commutative property. The negative happens once. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and x times x times x is x to the third. So it does so happen to have the same answer. Sometimes things like this don't have the same answer. It's because the exponent was odd, by the way. Kind of wish it was an even exponent to show you the difference. I want to do number 5. Again, the exponent belongs to the parentheses, so the parentheses have to be written out 3 times. So I have a 5k squared m times a 5k squared m times a 5k squared m, which really is 5 times k times k times m times 5 times k times k times m times 5 times k times k times m. Instead of rewriting this, I'm just going to use a commutative property in my head and do 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. K is being used as a factor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, so k to the 6th power. M is being used as a factor 3 times, so m to the 3rd power. I'm just going to rewrite it. It looks a little sloppy. It's 125 k to the 6th power, m to the 3rd power. Next, I want to do number 7. Number 7 says that we have to do negative 5m k to the 3rd, and I'm multiplying it by negative 4m to the 5th k, all raised to the 2nd power. So following the order of operations, exponents come first. So I have to take care of this first. I have to write these parentheses out twice. And those parentheses are being multiplied by this negative 5m k to the 3rd. I could put that in parentheses too, or I don't have to. Really, all of this is being multiplied. So if I expand it, it's negative 5 times m times k times k times k times negative 4 times m times m times m times m times m times k times negative 4 times m times m times m times m times m times k. Shoo! So I'm doing negative 5 times negative 4 times negative 4. Negative 5 times negative 4 is 20, and 20 times negative 4 is negative 80. M is being used as a factor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. And K is being used as a factor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Again, I'm just going to write this over here. It's negative 80, m to the 11th, k to the 5th. I only wanted to do number 9 because of this negative in the parentheses. Sometimes it confuses people. So the parentheses are being used as a factor 5 times. I want you to write it out the 5 times. So it's negative xy squared, negative xy squared, negative xy squared, negative xy squared, and negative xy squared. Now it's at negative x. Some people think the x is negative. Remember, the x has a coefficient of a negative 1. So maybe you want to go make these look like negative 1s to help you out. Because remember, we take care of numbers first. The coefficient gets written first. I have to do negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. That's a negative 1. Right? A negative 5 times, my answer turns out to be negative, and 1 multiplied by itself 5 times is still just 1. X is being used as a factor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And I didn't really expand the y's completely. Watch when I count. I'm going to try and mark it. How many times is y being used as a factor? Right here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Y is being used as a factor 10 times. Now I don't have to write negative 1 x to the 5th y to the 10th. I can write it as negative x to the 5th y to the 10th. But be careful with expanding things. You can see I didn't expand this completely, but I was still able to count how many times y was being used as a factor. And oh my goodness, number 10. So I start with the outermost parenthesis, the outermost exponent. So these brackets are really getting written twice. What's in the bracket? It says 4k m to the 4th to the 2nd. So now inside this bracket, I can expand that a bit, because inside here, this exponent of 2 makes the parentheses happen twice. So in the bracket, I actually have these two parentheses, which say 4k m to the 4th, 4k m to the 4th, and then the same thing happens over in this one. I have another 4k m to the 4th times 4k m to the 4th. Now, I'm not going to expand it any further. I'm going to count very carefully, though, about how many times something's being used as a factor. These 4's here. 4 is being used as a factor 4 times. The k is being used as a factor 4 times. But be careful with your m. I'm going to change my color again. My m is being used, I need a different color. My m is being used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 times m to the 16th power. Final answer, I can write it as 4 to the 4th, k to the 4th, m to the 16th, or since these are numbers, I can actually evaluate 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is 256. I would accept what I wrote here, but I would also accept 256 k to the 4th, m to the 16th. And now you're going to do the other problems here on your own, and then check with me. So I'd like you to hit pause right now. So number 6 is 6 times k to the 3rd times k to the 3rd. So the answer is 6k to the 6th power. Number 4, negative 3mk to the 3rd times 3mk to the 3rd times 3mk to the 3rd times 3mk to the 3rd, which gives me a negative 81 m to the 4th, k to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Number 6, the parentheses happen 3 times. Negative 3/4 times negative 3/4 times negative 3/4 is negative 27 over 64, k to the 3rd. Number 8, you got to take care of this first, because the parentheses is raised to a power, oh, and this one too. So you have to take care of those exponents on the outside of the parentheses. So this p to the fifth r to the second gets written 4 times. The negative 7 p to the third r to the fourth gets written 2 times. And then the 6p r to the third just gets written at 1 time. And if I take care of my numbers, I have to do negative 7 times negative 7 times 6. Negative, let's clear this. Negative 7 times negative 7 times 6 is 294. So I have 294. I guess I'll do my p's next. I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 p's. And r to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And I'm going to put this on pause and finish the lesson in a bit. See you soon. So that's really all I wanted to do with you. I will ask you to do this practice, and I will post the answers to this in this assignment for you to check to make sure you did it right. And then you're going to do your homework, which is from the textbook, and those answers will go over like on Monday. Remember, I'll post all homework answers later in the week. So have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.